Hello there. Today I want to show you a quick tutorial on how you would put your master household management list in a to-do list app. Today I'm going to show you Wunderlist, which is one of the best, I think, in terms of keeping a to-do list. So as you can see, I'm showing my Wunderlist screen here, and I've already created two lists. One is an annual task list, and one is a twice-a-year task list. To create a list, I just go to the bottom left-hand corner of the screen and click on Create List, and then I can create a new one. So I'm naming it with this naming convention and putting task list first, just so I can keep them all together and organized. So I'll put task list quarterly. When you create the list, you can share it with someone. So if you have a spouse or another family member who has an account on Wunderlist, you can just type their name in this field right here and add them to the list so they can collaborate with you. But I'm not going to do that right now. I'll go ahead and click Save, and then the list will be created. So once you have all of these lists created, then go to your master task list. So I'm going to click over to my PDF file. So this is a download that you can get if you enter your email address in the little box on the post itself. It's called the Master List of Everything. So this is just a starter for you, really. It has a bunch of different tasks that I have on my list to get you going, and it breaks them down by frequency and also by category. So I'm going to do this one by frequency just to show you how I would do it. So I'm going to start with, let's see, we were doing quarterly. So I'll go to the quarterly list right here. Haircut, oil changes, cleaning out the refrigerator. So let's add a couple of those to our task list. So I'll click on the add a to-do, and then I can type haircut, Beth, and clean out refrigerator. And I just hit enter to add the task. Okay, now for quarterly, what I actually want to do, since I have to do this 4 times a year, I'm actually going to click on the task, double click on the task, and then I have a couple of options. I can set a due date, which is important if it is something that is time-based. In this case, it's really not. I can do it anytime it's convenient, so I will not set a due date. But I might want a reminder, so I might remind myself on January 1st, March 1st, June 1st, September 1st, for example. I'm also going to add subtasks. So this is where I'm going to keep track of each quarter's task. So I'll click that and I'll add Q1 subtask, Q2, Q3, and Q4. Okay, so this is where I can mark when I've completed the haircut for Q1, Q2, etc. Okay, and then once I've completed all 4, just so you can see, it'll show that it's complete. So it's kind of cool. You actually see the progress that you made on the task in this little task bar. Do you see it moving over here? Which is pretty cool. So right now, when I'm doing this, it's Q2. I haven't gotten my haircut in Q2 yet. I've done Q1, so I'll leave Q1 checked, and it shows this task is 25% done. But that's actually a really cool way to visualize. One thing I might add here is I might add a note that says keratin in Q2, for example. I can also add files and comments. So there are some good ways to track your tasks in Wunderlist. Okay, so that's how to add a task. When you are done with editing the task, you press this little arrow down here, and it hides the detail view. So once you have done the task, it will mark as complete. I think you can actually just check it here, and then it'll leave the list. You can still get it back by clicking Show Completed To-Dos, and if you want to uncheck it, it'll appear on your list again. So for lists of tasks that are done frequently, like once a week, for example, that might look a little bit different in terms of how you manage the list. So I'm just going to show you how I would do it. So I click Create List, and I would do Task List Weekly. Okay, go ahead and save that. Now I'm going to go to my master list and go down to weekly. So I have a couple of things here: change bed sheets, dry cleaning, meal planning. So let me go back and add a couple of those. Okay, so the way I would do this is I'd have my weekly list. And when I did that task, I would check it off. So let's say Tuesday, I changed the sheets. Wednesday, I take in the dry cleaning. Friday, I do my meal planning for the next week. Cool. Okay, so I've done everything on my list. And then on either Sunday or Monday, depending on when you do your planning for the week, I would simply show completed to-dos. And then I would just uncheck those items to put them back on my list for the next week. So that's how I would do the weekly tasks that occur more frequently. For something like annual tasks, you don't have to do that, but you could always, when you reset your annual task list each year, you could just uncheck the tasks from last year to make it easy for you. So that is basically how to use Wunderlist or one of these to-do apps for your master list. Hope it was helpful. Talk to you soon.